All right, good morning, everyone. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria. I'm joined this morning by Councilmember Kent Lee, chair of our Budget Committee, our Land Use and Housing Committee, and the representative for this council district. Oh, there he is. The Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Chris McFadden, and Bethany Bezak, who is our Transportation Director, and many of her transportation team members who are here. Guys, thank you so much for all that you do. Just 1 month ago, we came together to mark the fact that since 2021, the city of San Diego has repaved 1,650 miles of roads across the city of San Diego. That's 25% of our overall street network that has been repaired in just 4 years. That's an important milestone. But as I mentioned at the time, we were not done yet. We're continuing to pave roads across San Diego. Today, we're in Mira Mesa, where we're continuing that constant work of investing in neighborhoods of our city. Now, much of our road repair strategy has been focused on major thoroughfares, and many of you have joined me on streets like Park Boulevard, Convoy, Balboa, and elsewhere as we made investments on those heavily utilized streets. I want to make it clear to San Diegans, we're also focused on neighborhood streets, residential streets like this one we're on today, Aqua Mansa Road. Now, I want to point out that Aqua Mansa Road was literally one of the worst streets. Aqua Mansa Road was literally one of the worst streets in our city. Many of you remember we completed the recent overall condition index of our city's streets, the first time in nearly a decade. That condition index identified this road as having a score of 6 out of 100. 6 out of 100. That's a failing road that needed attention, and that's why we're so glad to be here today. Getting Aqua Mansa repaired was a high priority in this year's budget and is reflected by the record amount of investment that we included in this year's budget, specifically $140 million for road repair. That money is helping us repave roads all across the city, and we're doing it with a new mill and pave team and a new reconstruction team. That means that a lot of this work can be handled in-house and done more quickly and efficiently than we've done in the past. Now, here's the thing. We have a lot more work to do. We need to keep this progress going because only 1 in 5 of our city streets are in good condition. As I mentioned before, we've repaved 25% of our city's roads, which means we have 75% more to do. And I'm interested in making sure that we take care of every street in our city. Our new pavement management plan that tears off of that condition index that I mentioned a moment ago. Our new pavement management plan cites the need to invest $188 million annually over the next 8 years in order to improve all of our city's roads into a satisfactory level. So that's a lot more money than what we're spending this year. We need additional resources to do it. With an additional $4.8 billion in investment over the next 5 years, this city could be able to upgrade and modernize all of our infrastructure assets, including our road network, according to our most recent 5-year fiscal analysis. San Diegans can rest assured that I will do everything I possibly can to make sure that we fix roads across our city. And I know that our city council is absolutely in agreement with me on that front. They've been fully supportive of the budget that I mentioned a moment ago, those additional teams that I mentioned, making sure that road repair is a priority in our city's budget. One of those champions happens to be a vocal advocate for repairing this streets and streets all across the city. As I mentioned a moment ago, he's also our budget chair. And so that record investment I mentioned a moment ago is thanks to his leadership as he stewarded our budget to adoption earlier this year. Please join me in welcoming the council member for this neighborhood, Councilmember Kent Lee.
Good morning, everyone. I want to take a moment just to thank Mayor Gloria, but also our entire transportation department for being right here in Mira Mesa, focusing on one of the worst roads that we have, not just in Mira Mesa, but within the city of San Diego. We're standing today here on Aqua Mansa Road. As the mayor shared, it had a pavement condition index number of just 6, and is one of the streets that I will say that when we held a town hall with residents early in my first term, just last year, this was one of the streets where residents came out and talked about the fact that it hadn't been addressed in some time. In fact, Aqua Mansa Road, the last time it actually saw any treatment was probably when I was back in high school. And not to toot my own horn, but I think I've probably aged a little bit better than this street has over that same period of time. I think what you're seeing is that the city is focusing not just on putting together a record investment when it comes to streets, but showing that we are being strategic in doing just that. You heard the mayor talk about our pavement management plan. Our transportation director will probably share a little bit more about that as well. But we're not just focusing on major thoroughfares. We know that in communities like Mira Mesa, there are plenty of streets that need significant work. One of the best examples, one that the city has put a $15 million investment in that we're looking to have completed in the months ahead, is Gold Coast and Parkdale, not far from here, which we talk about all the time. But even small stretches like this off Aqua Mansa, with the just dozen or so homes here, residents want to see the streets and the potholes that they've experienced over years not just get filled, but actually have their streets repaired in a way that ensures that they're not going to have to see potholes filled year after year after every rain event, literally sometimes feeling like we're throwing tax dollars to waste, when instead we have this opportunity to really look into the future. And so I want to take a moment to thank and introduce our Transportation Director, Bethany Bizak, who really has been innovative in terms of how we approach our street repair throughout the city. I will say that as the Budget and Government Efficiency Chair, when we tackled this last year's budget, even with the challenges that we faced, being able to invest $140 million into street repair to ensure that in this next fiscal year we have over 300 miles of roads that are going to be repaired throughout the city of San Diego, that doesn't happen without a transportation team to really deliver that. And part of that budget included a new mill and pave team. An addition that is what is actually happening here. It's actually city workers, city construction crews that are actually doing the mill and pave work here and allowing a street like Aqua Mansa to finally see the treatment that it deserves. So with that, let me introduce our Transportation Director, Bethany Bizak.
Good morning. Mayor Gloria touted that last month we marked a huge milestone for our city. 1 in every 4 roads in San Diego had been fixed in the last 4 years. So in other words, 25% of our road network since December of 2020. So I want to thank Mayor Gloria. Because of him, we're working more efficiently and effectively, and we have more crews to get the job done. Last month, our crews demonstrated how we've expanded our in-house capabilities by paving the single longest stretch of road that we have ever paved, over 2.3 miles of Bayer Way in San Ysidro. Today, I'm proud that our in-house teams are paving one of the worst roads in San Diego, here at Aqua Mansa in Mira Mesa. This road scored a 6.3, and as Mayor Gloria and also Councilmember Lee have touted, that's a 6.3 out of 100, not a 6.3 out of 10. So until today, this road was considered a failed road, but that will be no longer after we do this work. Today, thanks to the investments by Mayor Gloria, Budget Chair Lee, and the council offices, we've expanded our in-house capabilities, and we're here fixing this failed street. This project would not have been possible without Mayor Gloria and the City Council adding the street reconstruction team and this new mill and pave team that you see behind you today. Our growing team of in-house city crews makes us more efficient with taxpayer dollars. We're committed to accelerating road repair projects by building the city's own capabilities so we can do more projects and we can do them faster. And we're making road repairs in every San Diego community. Before today, I mentioned we were in San Ysidro. Today, we're here in Mira Mesa. Next, we're headed up to Midway to pave nearly a half-mile stretch of Channel Way near Sports Arena, which has a PCI of 14. With this project today, our in-house teams have completed over 6 miles of roads that have scored in failed, serious, or poor condition, and we're fixing roads that would have previously been left behind. So we are truly touching every community in San Diego. That said, we know that there's so much more work to do. Our streets have been deteriorating, unfortunately, for a very long time, and it will take even more funding and resources to keep the roads from declining further. But today I am proud that the transportation team is more prepared than we ever have been to repair roads. We have the capabilities to effectively deliver results that our communities need and that our communities expect. And we will put every dollar we have for street repair to good use. I'll hand it off to Mayor Gloria to kick off the paving work.
Thank you, Bethany, for your incredible leadership. I want to assure San Diego you're in great hands with Bethany and her team at Transportation Department. And what I know that we all agree on is that we love the smell of fresh asphalt in the morning. Am I right? Let's not delay this any longer. Let's get this work underway. But thank you to the taxpayers of San Diego for giving us the resources to do $140 million worth of work this year. But let's do even more next year. Let's make sure that there are far fewer Aqua Mansas in our city, and there are a lot more Balboas and Convoys and Park Boulevards and Imperials, the ones that we've already repaired. We got 75% more of the road network to do. 25% is done, but we got more to do, and with more resources, we can get that job done. So, everybody, let's get back to work, and thank you all for being here this morning. We're happy to do questions. We'll just get on the sidewalk. Thanks, everyone.